where do I even begin? Thanks so much for joining me right now, because something just came across my desk. I'm your host Devon. I'm the host of Center of the Sun podcast, and I wanted to enlighten you on some tweets that came across my desk this morning related to Mykki Blanco and Teyana Taylor. I don't know if you've seen it. Over on my computer here, there is this like Twitter saga related to this drama in this, and I'm just like, I'm so confused. I thought they were cool because they just released a song, or they, had some information out that they were going to release a song or like a video or something. So I thought Teyana Taylor and Mykki Blanco were okay, and I might be saying this wrong. Why the hell won't this open? Oh my God. So I'm on my computer right now, and I wanted to like read these tweets to you because I don't really understand, and maybe you can help me understand what's going on. I don't really follow this stuff, but I found it very interesting, and I don't know what to think. So one day ago, Mykki Blanco, at Mykki Blanco on Twitter, said, in all caps, and I'm just so confused, please do not stream at Teyana Taylor WTP. The song is a lie. After 2 years, and during a pandemic, her team still acts like nothing, or still acts like paying me is a simple fee. Or, oh my God. Sorry, let me read it again. Please do not stream Teyana Taylor's WTP. The song is a lie. After 2 years and during a pandemic, her team still act like paying a simple feature fee is a joke. This song and these people do not support Black, trans, and queer people. It's a lie, and I'm done participating in it. So this is kind of what prompted my whole emergence on this topic, because I don't know what's going on. So if you look through the comments, people are basically saying that, like, why didn't you just pay Mykki Blanco like the $75 fee? Like, maybe this is all a joke too. So, but there are a lot of people who are like asking for the backstory and asking for more explanation. And so then Teyana Taylor comes on here and directly responds to Mykki Blanco and tags Kanye West and the record labels, and says, y'all figure this out. So very dismissive, but very Twitter on brand for Twitter. Y'all figure this shit out. I'm gonna keep my pregnant ass out of this. And this is where it all started for me yesterday or whatever, because it's like she's like dismissing all of this for the sake of her pregnancy, but she was just with Cardi B the other day without a mask on during her pregnancy. So that kind of was like immediately like, you're being dismissive and you're like being overly dramatic, and it doesn't really quite mesh with your argument. But it's what put Twitter ablaze was that she tagged Kanye West, and everybody was confused, like, how does Kanye West have anything to do with this? Well, that's because apparently Kanye West made the album or something, and Kanye West was responsible for the production. So if you produce the music with samples, and Kanye West that's his like brand is samples. But anyway, they put it on Kanye West. They put it on the label. Teyana Taylor did. But Teyana Taylor put this very interesting screenshot, and I'm going to try to read it. I cannot read white text on a black background like everyone loves to use these days. I feel personally like I'm going to have a stroke. So I'm going to try to read this statement from Teyana Taylor on yesterday, July 17th at 11:45 a.m. So it all starts by saying, all of this falls on Kanye because he put Mykki on the song. I had no clue he was on the song until the day they played it for me, and which was the day before the album release party. So though I appreciate, let me get my pointer because I'm losing my spot as I'm trying to like be a good host. Though I appreciate and love what Mykki contributed to the song, I originally placed Mykki with my personal choice, or I originally replaced Mykki with my personal choice, Deshaun Wesley. Now, though Mykki was not my personal pick, I still personally reached out about including him in the video specifically. Flew him from London, provided glam, and these are Teyana Taylor's words, provided glam, funds, and everything that was asked of me out of my pocket when nobody else cared to. I did my part. His issue should be with the person or people with whom he put, or who put, actually put, and or asked him to be on the record. Everybody who knows that I had a big issue with how KTSE was handled as a whole, and I believe that's the album, or some name of an album. KTSE was more of a Kanye album than it was a Teyana Taylor album. LOL. Which was my issue in the first place. I've always been very vocal about that. And my feelings about the KTSE project, instead of hearing me out, people label me as ungrateful. Fuck out of here. It's strange. It's very strange that everybody was quiet or labeled me not liking my own album, which I thought it was interesting. I thought it was more of an experimental project, but I was very confused as to why Teyana Taylor has been muffled this entire decade. If she's this good and this experimental and her quality is up here, why was that album shocking to me? I'm like, wait, this is her brand? Wait, why have I never heard this kind of music before? So very interesting album. I applauded Teyana Taylor. I actually was in DC when it dropped, and I remember taking a shower in the hotel and listening to it twice because it was too fucking short while I got dressed. Anyway, but I shared it with my friends and the people that I met in DC. Hey, so anyway, continuing on. Everybody labeled her for not liking her own album, when she was just merely frustrated about it. So this is her saying, this is her statement continuing on. So however, now it all falls on me when there's a misunderstanding regarding the same project I've complained about the whole time. I've been complaining, I have grievances. Mykki, you whack. This is her grammar. Mykki, you whack for how you going out. Mykki, you whack for how you going out. Because I have nothing to do with this. And I personally made sure you was properly taken care of, honey, on my end anyway. So for you to email my mom, my team, who all are part of the LGBTQ community, because that is the whole reason why you're misgendering Mykki, I almost said Mykki Shiloh, Mykki Blanco right now, saying sorry, that was a tangent, who are all a part of the LGBTQ community, saying if UMG keyword, UMG/good music don't pay you, you are going to make it a PR nightmare. That's whack. But I guess because Kanye is a bigger artist, you save this ass because you don't want the smoke from the man who took my original feature off to keep you on it without my approval. And the audacity to say that this is not to badmouth Teyana, but in the same nutshell, have people on here placing all the blame on me and my team? Spitting. Okay, I got it. Say less. I'm too pregnant and too old for this messy shit. So, end quote. End scene. So Teyana Taylor, I feel her right here. You know, I feel like she should be way bigger than she is, and for contractual reasons, she's always getting the short end of the stick. And I don't know her personally. I honestly think that her personal brand is a little bit odd to me because I don't like follow basketball. So just like seeing her pop up with this like beautiful family and like all of this beauty, like it just kind of was shocking. And I was like, wow, this is a very interesting couple. And then they have like children and they're on TV and then they're like really rich and like playing basketball. And I just was confused. So I just was turned off because I was like, oh, okay. Weird, skinny, tall people being beautiful on TV, like whatever. Like I don't want to watch it, but I guess like, but then the music came out because I didn't recognize her at first because she was so chiseled and she did the Kanye West dancing in the what did she recreate? I forget, but she did the Kanye West dance on TV and then she reemerged as Teyana Taylor and I was like, oh shit, that's Teyana Taylor. So I always felt like damn, like who is this lady? Like this lady just keeps popping up. She seems like she should be like a Beyonce level, but she's just like Carrie over here still looking at Carrie Hilson, or she should be more like Ashanti. Like she should have been a icon, like regardless of talent, regardless of whatever, during that time, if she was popular, if she was this talented during that time, why is she not an icon? Like I'm super confused. So that's just where I'm at with that. But I've always loved Mykki Blanco. I've always admired Mykki Blanco. I've always thought Mykki Blanco was extremely brave. And I'm pretty sure Mykki Blanco goes by they, them, and maybe she, I forget, but I know it's definitely not he or him. I've seen various brand campaigns regarding Mykki Shiloh transitioning or choosing not to. Like brands have paid lots of money for Mykki Shiloh. I'm a fan of Mykki Shiloh too. Mykki Shiloh is also a recording artist in the same genre. Mykki Blanco. I'm talking about Mykki Blanco. Mykki Blanco has always been very vocal about their transition. Transgender identity, all that, coming out, all that kind of stuff. Oh, let me stretch, sorry. I'm having like really, I slouched too much. But anyway, Mykki Blanco has been very vocal, has used their identity and their life experiences to push their career forward, and I think brands have responded positively to it because I've seen various ad campaigns, brand deals, all that kind of stuff, and like a reemergence and a transition and then a transition back and statements about like actually I don't want to transition and this is the reason why. So Mykki Blanco responds to Teyana Taylor, but he doesn't respond. Sorry, not he. Damn, I'm doing it too. Fuck. Yeah. Mykki Blanco, she, they, them, they respond. I have been quiet. And they say quiet, but it's quiet. And this is the thing about Twitter. Like, if it doesn't, I'm getting hot. Oh my gosh. If it doesn't change the meaning, it doesn't really fucking matter. So I've been quiet about this for 2 whole years. This is Mykki Blanco responding to Teyana Taylor. Quiet. And they spelled it right that time. Mute, silent. It's a pandemic. Nobody can tour or play shows. So yes, I'm counting my coins, and your team repeatedly did me dirty. I was inconsequential fallout. I'm gonna let you rest, but don't play me, baby. Baby girl. Don't play me, baby girl. So the comments are what get me. A lot of people are saying that Mykki Blanco is doing this for attention. Some woman on here is saying that clearly it's about attention since she wants to run to Twitter instead of hitting you up directly. Or hell, she could have just sent this crazy thing in a DM. Weird flex, child. Weird flex. And a lot of people are agreeing, like this is, Would it have been smarter to go after the bigger artists? If you're waiting for a check for them for 2 years, you should have approached the producer or the artist that made the decision to hire you on both the record and the video. So there's lots of comments about that. But on Teyana Taylor's side, a lot of people are saying that not only is Teyana Taylor not taking accountability for the project that falls under her name, like regardless, I'm like, whatever, like you should, if you're running a business, you should like know what the fuck's going on. No matter who's behind it, it's under your name publicly. But also, you're misgendering Mykki like I just did, so sorry, but I mean, you're the one that's whack. So people are defending Mykki. You're misgendering Mykki. She literally made it clear she doesn't fault you. Please don't do this. Like da-da-da. The album really could have gone without. Some people are saying you should have just left the whole WTP out. You're literally misgendering them. So I'm not really sure if it's them or her. And then other people are like, well, she's not misgendering her own purpose. Like da-da-da. And then Kanye, people are trying to see what Kanye West thinks. So the saga continues, and Teyana Taylor responds to, I've been quiet for 2 years for Mykki Blanco. And she responds by saying, okay, this is clearly about your pandemic coin. Like, clearly you're stressed out. Like, red flag. Like, bah, bah, bah. You got my whole number. People who know. I'm a giver. This is what Teyana Taylor says. This is what she claims. I don't know you well, but I don't have to know a person well to give something. I have not received one text or even a DM about Nan, what you've been put through. So as I've said, you handling this, swag, purr. And people were agreeing in the comments, but somebody made a very good point. Is it the pandemic coin that you don't have, Teyana Taylor? Because it doesn't take super long time to pay an invoice. And if you don't have the money to pay her, just say that. But it's unfortunate that you cannot advocate for her to get her money, since you claim to be, her being unpaid is not your fault, or discredited or disrespectful is not your fault, so advocate. So speaking of giving and a pandemic, can you just pay my student loans? Other people were saying that too. So pandemic coin, people were laughing about that, the fact that she referred to money during the pandemic as pandemic coin. So, but basically classism jumped out. People were saying that, this is not a good response from Teyana Taylor, because if it was that easy for you to just pay it, then you just pay. And then Mykki Blanco comes back and says, okay, girl, your manager has been dodging my manager like he owe him back child support or something. Like, Teyana, you don't want to play in my face now that I made it hot. Like, Twitter, the girls are for Mykki. 2 years your team has been playing me, 2 years. You're dead ass right. It's a pandemic and I'm tired of being treated like trash, end quote. I still don't know what's going on. But I would be this angry if I was reaching out for payment for 2 years as well. At the same time, as people are saying, you're adding unnecessary stress to her life. She's pregnant when it's already stressful. This is disappointing. Like, Mykki Blanco, stop. I'm going to try to end my TED Talk on this, but don't slander. People are like, don't slander Teyana Taylor's name. Talk to Kanye and the label and handle your business right, or you could just ask your favor to take some credibility. People are just still trying to defend Teyana, saying that she is not management, she has nothing to do with payment. Other people are saying Teyana has been in the industry long enough to know that this is not okay, and has had so many things done to her that she should never do somebody dirty. So this is like my point earlier. Like, I feel like she has been done dirty, so the fact that she's been embroiled in this is kind of odd. as I've said before, this is people commenting on her, who are not canceling or slandering Teyana's name. And other people are saying, like, well, sorry, if your fave hides behind the management and insults when they fuck up to avoid guilt, but we aren't just going to sit here and pretend that Teyana didn't immediately jump to the chance to deliver a wall of insults before addressing the issue. So that's kind of like where people are. Like, it is weird that Mykki Blanco did come out and was like, and use this whole big moment and this big platform to like tear down Teyana Taylor's brand new album. But instead of like addressing it head on and being like a real media PR, having a real media PR team behind her, she just like put up a wall of insults and was like, deflect. And the internet has taught us that when people do that, they're lying. So, or that it's a likely chance that they are not telling the truth. So, moving along on the responses here, it's a nice long thread. Oh shit, I lost my, okay, I was reading the comments. Okay, so anyway. Where did we go here? Oh, the Twitter app on macOS is just trash. Okay, so Teyana Taylor responds to that by saying, and then she has like two eyes like this. She said, you didn't defend yourself about the part. And then she just like kind of backtracked a little bit. You didn't defend yourself about the part when I said that you have my number, girl, my whole number, girl. And you haven't sent me not one text or not one DM. What you have been going through in the past 2 years, which proves my point. Even though I don't like how you handle me, I will make sure personally that the label gets you paid, honey. And now that I know, you'll get paid. So have a good day. Anyway, which was, I think was admirable, but I wish she would have said that earlier. Like, oh shit. I wish she would have did like an American Airlines PR line. Like, thank you so much for your grievance. Like, please DM me at this and this. Like, I wish people thought about or had, I wish people were richer, actually, so they could hire people to do this for them, because this is just ridiculous. This don't even make no damn sense. Like, whatever. So what actually really caught my eye was because Mykki Blanco said something about HIV. So that point needs to be clarified a little bit. Mykki Blanco has been trying to respond and trying to like manage this, and I do personally believe that when Mykki Blanco released or disclosed their HIV status a few years ago, I think it's very likely, and I know for anecdotal evidence, I have various patients, and I advise them a lot, like, you only tell your sexual partner because, like, the stigma out here is so real. I tell my patients to be very careful about who they tell their HIV status to, because you have no idea the amount of discrimination just in healthcare that occurs. Like, if I witness it in healthcare, oh no. I know in the general public is some fucked up bullcrap. So I would believe Mykki Blanco. And even if Teyana Taylor had no evidence, no, people do that shit all the time. I don't even believe Teyana Taylor 1 minute. She knew. Because the first thing they do is they try to limit their exposure when you don't even know how HIV works. And that's on that. Like, I'm a whole researcher. Like, I don't play games around public health. Like, you can be ignorant all you want, but I know Mykki Blanco would not be doing all this if it wasn't true. Like, these people, like, queer people, I know queer people can be messy, but we also tell the truth more than we tell, the more, we just want to be respected. So it's in our best interest to tell the truth about our experiences, and y'all can do what you want, but I wish both the best. I still am a little confused, but, I try my best. Leave your comment. Leave your comment, whatever. And, yeah, have a great day.